Hey there, Midas Letter viewers, traders, investors. Today I have a special guest. Bill Frain is the CEO of Liberty Defense Holdings. Bill, welcome.
Oh, thanks, James. Good to be here.
Bill, I'm familiar with this business, but for audience members who aren't, let's start with an overview. What is it that Liberty Defense Holdings does?
Well, so Liberty Defense has we're a security and detection business, and we are going to be multi-technology for the security industry. And right now we have a flagship product called the HexWave, which is a high throughput portal that will detect any type of object on a person. So any type of concealed threat, over 1,000 passengers or people per hour. It's contactless, it's 3D imaging capability, and it's really based off of millimeter wave radio frequency. So it's safe and it's harmless.
Sure. So I'm familiar with this technology because of a company called Patriot One Technologies, in which I was an early investor, and that was a huge win for me. How does this compare or differentiate from Patriot One's technology?
Well, it is. It's very different. So this technology, and again, based on millimeter wave, it's going to project an image. It's got the high throughput capability. It can be used indoor and outdoor for any type of application. So we're going to be in places such as schools, universities, any type where people will gather, public settings, stadiums, facilities, government buildings, places of worship, things like that. So it's much different. We're providing an image. It's automated threat detection, AI, and software capability that is going to provide the operator with that high throughput and data information so that they can make decisions quickly.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And what is the current revenue picture for the company, and what's it looking like 12 months out?
Well, so we're still in the development stage for the product. And this was born out of MIT Lincoln Labs. So we've been working on this for about the past 2 years. Mm-hmm. We expect to be in a beta stage in probably the first half of 2022, and then look to commercialize it early second half of 2022.
Right. And so recently you received a grant in the amount of $1 million. That was impressive. How did that come about, and what's the plan for the use of funds on that?
Yeah, so we're very excited because that was from the Byrd Foundation and Department of Homeland Security, which the Byrd Foundation awards grants to innovative technologies that can help in the Homeland Security space. And we've partnered with a company called Levitation out of Israel. And Levitation provides an early warning system, again, using millimeter wave capabilities, and we will use the HexWave. So we're integrating the two technologies together. Mm-hmm. And so it'll provide better data, better information. The Levitation product will be kind of an early warning system. So if you can imagine a large stadium where people are all outside, hopefully we'll get there again very soon. And so the Levitation product will provide us information of a potential threat, and we can direct those people through the HexWave product. And the operator, again, will have that data and information knowing that there's a potential threat.
Sure. Yeah, I've actually sat with the management of Levitation a couple of times. I did not invest in that technology at the time because it was in far off Israel, but I did invest in yours. Actually, it was the predecessor, Drawdown Technologies. So Drawdown and Liberty Defense merged. And what is the end result of that merger? I'm not sure. Were you with Liberty Defense originally or with Drawdown?
No, so I was with Drawdown.
Okay.
And so that's why we're excited about this relaunch of the Liberty brand and product. And we have a whole brand new management team, including myself, but also the CTO, Mike Lanzaro. He came over with me, and we were both at L3 Security and Detection Systems, which is a large $30 billion business now known as L3 Harris. Mm-hmm. And we've been in the security space for over 25 years together. So we have that background and experience. We are now the new management team, along with a few of the engineering folks and the COO, Aman Bardwaj, who was with Liberty as well. So new management team, new focus on driving this to be a multi-tech company and really growing it into a security and detection system business.
Fantastic. Wow, that's quite the pedigree. Are the events recently in the United States involving mass shootings in public places, has that catalyzed and crystallized interest in your company and its products?
Yeah, absolutely, James. And it's having been in this business for 25 years in the security space, the threat of domestic and international terrorism continues. And there are always ways of new threats and new capabilities that are coming out. We're trying to stay ahead of that. And, just recently we saw an FBI reported that 3.9 million Americans registered for guns in 1 month, breaking a record. So I don't see this, the threat of violence is just going to unfortunately continue. And so at Liberty, our goal is to provide security and detection so that people can feel safe going to events or gathering in large places. So certainly these recent events that have happened in the US have certainly drawn attention to us, but also have given us the ability to go and, steer our technology and efforts to be able to thwart those events from happening. And that's our whole goal, right? Prevent it from happening in the first place.
Yeah, well, having had a ringside seat to Patriot One Systems development, they've got that product out in various test scenarios, but they have yet to generate any kind of success with the product, in that there has been no instances of a threat materializing at a location where they have the system and resulting in a thwarted event. So I'm wondering what is causing these systems to not actually detect anything meaningfully in the case of Patriot One, and why aren't the bigger firms like Raytheon and Lockheed developing this technology?
Well, yeah, and unfortunately, I can't speak to where Patriot One is today on their technology, but for sure, I can talk about the Liberty capability, and there is a barrier to entry in this market space, and there's a lot of work that needs to be done on the algorithm. So, and the fact that we are building the HexWave where people can continue to walk through at pace. And so there's a lot of compute data, a lot of processing, and we're using millimeter wave to detect any type of threat concealed on the person. So it's much more sophisticated than metal detectors that are out there today. Okay. And so you can imagine that, the investment dollars that we've put into this, along with MIT in the past, it takes a few years to develop the product. So again, we'll be in the market space in the second half of 2022. The technology is proven. It's very similar to the body scanners that you see at the airports today, where you put your hands up, rotates around you.
Yes.
Our CTO, Mike Lanzaro, was the one who designed and developed that for L3. So we know this technology works. And we've already been able to demonstrate it in-house, and we're looking forward to having beta sites, by the end of the year.
Right. Okay, well, that's great. Tell me about the capital sort of structure of the company. What's the share distribution like? Who are the major shareholders?
Well, it's mainly done through, we've kept it very tight, right, on the shareholder perspective. So Liberty obviously had some shareholders in the past from when they went public about 18 months ago. Trading was halted until just recently on March 19th. So we've combined the Drawdown and the Liberty shareholders together. Again, we've kept it so we've been very well supported by Canaccord out of Vancouver. They've been a great investor for us, helping us to develop our technology.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Okay, so what are your big milestones in 2021 that are going to sort of flag development in the right direction?
Well, so we did do a raise recently where it was 6.9 million Canadian, oversold. And so, we're going to use that funding to continue the development of the HexWave, but we're also going to invest in other technologies. So we're on the cusp of working with a national lab where we would be able to license some additional technology that would be core to the business, and again, in the market spaces that we're looking at. And so we're going to use that investment to enhance the HexWave, so get to a beta by the end of the year, plus invest in other technologies via license or potentially merger, over the next 6 to 9 months, so we can grow this into a security and detection business.
Sure. All right, Bill, that's a great intro. We're going to leave it there for now. I'll come back to you soon. Thanks very much for joining me today.
Thanks, James. Appreciate it.
Always. Bye for now.